Awesome. So, again, this is the ambassador information session, trying to make sure y'all have a good understanding of anything that you should anticipate um, as a ambassador here for the college. And so, I do. Um, oop, Sorry. I do want to let y'all know if you have any questions, please, you can stop me at any time, but there is time for questions at the end as well. So we're going to go over some details about the program, some of the responsibilities and expectations, and some of the perks as well. So a quick program overview. The CIC Ambassador Program started in 2019, and it was modeled after other US or SEC universities programs and other colleges on campus, like what they do for their ambassador program. And so we saw that a lot of students were really excited and interested in learning from other students. So we wanted to bring that to the CIC. The CIC serves the entire college, the ambassadors do, and y'all represent all 8 majors. So one of the big key points is that obviously you're going to be an expert in your major, but you also need to know a little bit about all the other majors as well, so that you can then be able to talk about them, or at least know, like, oh, I know this person, let me direct you to them, or whatever it might be. And then, like I said earlier, the program is led by me, and with some assistance from other people when needed, like Dr. Rashandra James, who's out this week, but she also helps, and you'll see her a lot when it comes to events and things like that. So some responsibilities. A lot of the things that we ask ambassadors to do, we know about well in advance. Like I will know the spring dates for all the admitted student stays and open houses like this summer. So we will know those dates so far in advance. And I really try to not throw things onto students last minute. But some of the responsibilities and ways that our ambassadors have served in the past is always helping with the welcome events. If you've had a chance to come to, we used to call it Welcome Wednesday. If you're an older student, this year we changed it to Meet the CIC if you're a new student. And so that's one of the big events we throw right at the beginning of the school year. Then we always have a big family weekend event that we toss or that we throw. And it is Cupcakes with Cocky is what it's been called the last couple of years. And so it's been really successful with the name change. So we will continue that. But that's another way students help. Fall and spring admission events, mostly those are open houses and admitted student stays. There's always 2 open houses in the fall and 1 in the spring. And then there's 3 admitted student stays in the spring as well. So spring actually does get quite busy. Building tours. This is something that we hope, like I feel like every year I've been in charge of this program, we've made baby steps towards having the ambassadors take more lead on the building tours. But this is something that we hope, with some of the new incentives we have coming forth, that y'all will be able to help us accommodate. Is because families love to hear from y'all. I promise that they want to hear from students. They like to hear from me, but when they can also get a student opinion, it just elevates their experience. You might also find that you get invited to alumni events, whether it's just to be there to participate, or to help with like check-in or just navigating people and things like that. We might have some tailgates or things like that. There's the dean's lunch and learns. Sometimes they have things like that we invite our students to because we want students who are confident in their major and confident in the CIC to join us at those events, so that those people can also hear from students how things are going. And then maybe some other development events. Development hosts a lot of events with a lot of our like Dean's Leadership Council. So that's a really nice opportunity to meet with people who have some really great positions in some really amazing companies. So it is always a really nice experience for students, whether you're just helping check people in or you are just there to enjoy a meal and talk to different people on the leadership council. So additional responsibilities and some things that sometimes things get thrown at me and it's only within a few weeks. But again, I do try my best to not have y'all do things like this. But every now and then I'll get a one-on-one request from a student with a quick turnaround, or with other donors, Dean's Leadership Council, other visitors. Um, I have also began, like if a student says they want to talk to other students and it's just through like email or video chats or things like that, that might be something I connect you through email to a student, but I always ask before I do it, be like, hey, are you willing to talk to this student about public relations before I just like send your email out? And then admissions rarely, but sometimes we'll send things that are a little last minute, or sometimes we might get asked to help with some events set up as well. So, just as a reminder, the ambassador program is a full academic year commitment. And so it does span from August to the last week of classes. So really like the first week of classes ish into the last week of classes. So just keep that in mind when you apply to become an ambassador, that we are expecting that you participate as much as your schedule allows that entire time. There are lots of events. There are some events that are like always at the same time. So the tours are always the same days of the week, same times, things like that. But then there are other events that'll pop up that might be in the morning or in the afternoon or on a Saturday. And so there should be something that you can help with at some point. And there are, like I said, throughout different times of the day too. So some expectations. I think it's probably good to anticipate that you might have about 3 hours per week, depending on the week, um, to devote to the program. So if you're already like, I don't even have 3 hours to study, then you probably need to focus on that. But again, you should have about 3 hours per week that you know that if something popped up, you could do it, or that you could find 3 hours in your schedule. We will have some meetings and some professional development throughout the semester, and I do my best to try to make those meet y'all's schedules. So I'll send polls and like a group me to the current ambassadors and ask them what time works best for y'all, so that most of y'all can make it to those things. We will have an orientation and headshots in August, and so more information about that will be available before y'all leave for the summer. And then you again are expected to represent CIC and your major at all events that we ask y'all to join us at. We will have monthly-ish, probably I usually try to have like 2 or 3 per semester meetups as a group. So whether it's covering a specific topic, so like a few weeks ago, this ambassadors were invited to go to the social media lab and learn about that so they know how to talk about it when they're giving tours of the building. Or in the past, we've had like career services come and chat with y'all about how do I put this on my resumes and my LinkedIn and things like that. So different things like that fall into those monthly meetings and like professional development stuff. And then this year, you will be required to submit a timesheet because it's not on this slide yet, but you are going to be required to submit a timesheet for your hours that you serve. So that'll be another responsibility or expectation. And I'll get into the because in a moment. But we also offer some more benefits. So we will have different things for y'all. So we usually give ambassadors polos, and we've given them bags in the past. So different things to make people aware that you are an ambassador. You get a name tag, which I know when I was a student, I just loved having a name tag. That was like my favorite part of volunteering or working in the office I worked in. Then we also give a cord for graduation, but we do have the requirement that you have to serve at least 30 hours throughout the entire year. So that's from August to April or end of April. So most students are able to do that. And then you will get presentation and public speaking experience. Again, you'll have opportunities to mingle with college leadership. So, what's great about even just mingling with people in our college is I've had ambassadors tell me that they've received internship opportunities because they said to the dean, they were like, hey, I'm looking for an internship in Massachusetts, for example. Do you know of anything happening up there? And Tom was like, "Oh, actually, I do." And he was able to connect one of our ambassadors with someone at a university up in Boston. And she was able to have an internship this summer that she really enjoyed. So that's a pretty cool opportunity. And you never know, like we can write you recommendations. We may get stuff. I get stuff that comes across my email sometimes too, that I will send out directly to the ambassadors because I'm like, y'all are perfect for this. So things that you might get that other students may not get the opportunity to do if you're an ambassador. But again, you get to meet with other people, CEOs, presidents of companies, different things like that. And then obviously we always like to highlight that we're going to give y'all some free food. Like if we're asking y'all to come during a thing that's having food, typically y'all are allowed to eat at that as well. You don't just have to sit there and smell it while you're helping. But new in 2025, we will pay y'all, which is why you have to do a timesheet this year. Just know that that is something that is we're excited to offer to students this year, is the paid opportunity, and we hope that it'll really help make this experience even more beneficial to y'all, on top of already being able to just talk about the college and the university um, positively and talk to families about it, but also be able to have a little bit more compensation. Like it's nice to be recognized, but it's also nice to have a little bit of money in your pocket too. So the next steps is if you haven't already, you'll need to apply to be an ambassador. Depending on how many applications we get, we'll let you know if you're going to be offered an interview, and we'll send more information out about that. And then after the interview, we'll let the people know who we've accepted, and then you accept your offer. And then we will have a welcome social for the new ambassadors. And it's actually going to be combined with our like celebration of the current ambassadors. So that'll be a really fun opportunity for y'all to mingle, especially with people who are graduating. So if you have any questions for them, so that'll be an opportunity in April at some point. I just sent out the dates to the ambassadors to see what worked best for them. So I should have that date available when we send y'all the stuff to accept your offer. And then there'll be a mandatory orientation for ambassadors, as I spoke about before. And we will share that hopefully when we give you the offer, but definitely before you leave for the summer. So, like I said, I am going to stop recording to see if y'all have any questions. Um, let's see. Up here.